Mars does feel like one of those heroes that can still have pretty big impact in the game without having a ton of farm.
Yep.
As first blood, okay, X-Nova takes a tumble. Mira getting chased as Ame going to the wrong side of the trees. Now has to try to get to the other side. Goes to the north instead. 3 members of Aurora beating upon him. Hammer on top. Ame still trying to get around the tree line. Starbreaker completely misses as Nightfall with the...
One more hit would do it. Good hex.
Quite a bit of trouble, but Toki able to turn the tide a bit. Glimpse, though, onto Mira. Last right click from Ame is enough, so finally getting some retribution in this lane for the Extreme side.
Moves if it's a poke and prod or if it's a true commit. So...
Yep, is Mira going to get Glimpse back. First Solar Guardian of the game will actually be blocked correctly. Starbreaker to follow. XM looks to be the death of the Lesh along with X-Nova, so a nice retaliation from Aurora. And now they have all these creeps here as Panto makes his way over, so...
Could be closing in on the 4,000 gold already. That's a quite substantial advantage to have now.
Success, first arena of the game. It instantly gets impaled by Mira into the Hex. Might be the sacrifice for Aurora. Rebuke with the Pulse Nova enough. Ame actually makes his way over as well. Kiyotaka glimpse back. He's going to get speared to a tree. Has a sleight of fist to buy a little bit of time with the remnant to the other side. X-Nova, though, spots him. Another remnant onto the other side of the kinetic field this time. And Aurora
going to stand and deliver. Ursa wins that fight 10 out of 10 times. So, yeah, Extreme, if they can keep it in this range.
Denied haste rune.
Gonna cost them.
X-Nova actually gets to the high ground. He's going to be okay, it seems. Although Kiyotaka, one more slight, does finish the jobs. Solar Guardian coming in. Mira getting some health back, but will be the death of Aurora. So 1 for 1. But XM trying to get outside this arena. A lot of damage with the Diabolic Edict. Toronto took to the high ground. Looks like he will survive. Unfortunately for Extreme, they do lose the Lesh. And now Jin Q eats his way out of the Sprout. Now far enough away that should be okay. Another Searing Chains, though. Disruption. Help keep him alive a little bit longer as the Shadow Poison started to stack up a bit.
Mid next, right?
I thought you were going to mention Phase Boots again. My bad.
Yeah, well, if those skeletons had Phase Boots, that would be...
Oh, they're going to jump. The Ember, a Static Storm being used, and that is exactly what we were talking about. That is the one use here that could find the early deaths of Kiyotaka.
How to say? It's not ideal if you're too conservative on the other players simultaneously, right? Like you want the right dynamic. Okay, this is a nice catch onto X-Nova.
Yep.
Nice find there from Mira plus Nightfall in tandem. And we'll get Nightfall his killing spree, the first of the game.
I'm it for sure.
Yeah, and you can ulti in and you can get into Static Storm. Then you can't use your Starbreaker either.
Nice spot X-Nova, the Hex to start things out. The pipe is activated though. Now Mira trying to get on the run. The Bear's going to eat up Panther. He pops the hand of Gabe, and 2 dead already for Aurora though. He'll likely have to retreat now. XXS still looking for the opening though. Spear going to be faked out. Not able to find anything though, so...
To hex him if they want to burst him. He has Yules and
they do show that they're there. Mira in the meantime finding a support on the other side. Gets the finger, and that is the death of X-Nova.
Okay, extremely telegraphed. They have to know this. Like there's no way. Yeah, you can see XXS already.
Yeah, trying to delay.
Moving in.
I don't know if they can stay in the pit.
They can.
XXS has the arena. Gonna get sprouted to start things out. Very tanky boys. Nightfall trying to get through it. Gets the Mars Arena off onto 2 with a Rebuke to follow. Demonic Conversion as Nightfall pops the BKB. Trying to right-click everybody is XM also popping his BKB. He's going to be fine. Solar Guardian not going to hit anybody. It's Toronto Tokyo now. Yules speared into the cliff with the Split Earth to follow. Kiyotaka with a nice Searing Chains onto several heroes. And after all of this, they do get the glimpse, but that's the BKB now from Toronto Tokyo. Ame in a little bit too deep. Pops the Enrage. Can mitigate a lot of that damage as a result. There's the Static Storm just on the outskirts. The Ember in a lot of trouble. Will be able to get dropped as XM pops the Essence Ring to stay alive. Meantime, disruption to save the time being is Ame, focusing everything onto Nightfall. The spear onto the low ground. Nightfall might be able to get out now. Gets glimpsed though into the Split Earth. Down goes another member of Aurora. Toronto Tokyo trying to get something out of this fight. But he's just likely going to get glimpsed back. Oh, that's down for 6 seconds. So might be fine, in fact, with the cover of creeps on the high ground.
Say that. Kiyotaka might try to be cute here.
Okay, we've seen a steal or 2 from an Ember. Remnant in, and Ame is able to get it. They take the Yules now. Onto Kiyotaka's going to pop the BKB. He's going to take the brunt of damage from Ame, trying to get through him, but there's a Solar Guardian. He's actually stuck inside the pit. They're not able to get the burn through this Aegis to start things up, but Ame able to get to the other side of the pit in time. Mars Arena onto 2. Meanwhile, XM He was taking the brunt of damage for the time being, but the Toronto Tokyo pops the BKB, trying to pursue XXS, but another beautiful disruption from Jin Q. Ame in really deep. That is life number 1 for him. They take out the Ember. As XM with the BKB, he's just going to run away, and Ame looks like they want to fall back. I say that, but their spear onto the low ground. Mira in a lot of trouble, gets the finger of death, but dies shortly after. The right clicks are enough from Nightfall to delete XM from the map. Ame now focusing onto Nightfall, cannot get the bash, but the glimpse back, and another right click will do it. Meanwhile, the bash is reserved for Toronto Tokyo instead. Down he goes, 4 dead for Aurora. Looking for the cleanup onto Panto, but looks to be safe for the time being.
Damn. There's a little bit of divine intervention in that fight, and it's going against Chen, so might want to change his faith after this one. Well, Mars, again, I think you can maybe add some percentages to that. Knowing the teams.
Instantly bashed and just destroyed. Ame, no chance to get away for Kiyotaka.
I believe that's the Abyssal reveal, right? I don't think he had it last fight, so Kiyotaka might not have anticipated this.
And looks like Torment time again.
Knowing the two teams, I don't know if 60-40 is where I'm at personally right now. I do like Extreme's chances a lot. This is the stage of the game that, for many Aurora games, stabilize this game once more.
XXS has a full AC, by the way.
Yep.
Split Earth. Gonna find Toronto Tokyo trying to get out, but the bash, and Ame just eats him for dinner, or breakfast since it is morning here.
Yep.
Nightfall trying to find the distance. XXS, of course, not with the Blink Dagger, but he is
ridiculous.
It makes facets too one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Because you can always change it. Like
well,
the decision,
45 minutes is quite long.
The decision should be at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
I think.
For sure. I don't know. It's just I've never really thought about the possibility.
In other
what
words,
if you could,
really stupid idea.
I didn't say it was a good idea. It just had me thinking.
That's true. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightfall. Might be spotted. Ame. Oh, gets the Abyssal Blade onto Ember. Kiyotaka in a lot of trouble. Tries to run away, but Remnant's on himself and dies to the bear. Ame trying to turn his sights onto Nightfall instead. They do take the support out. So 1-for-1, but definitely in favor of Extreme again.
Yep.
And XM going to the higher ground. He's going to get hexed, but XXS is there. BKB popped from Nightfall. Solar Guardian to follow as well. Starbreaker on top of XM taking a ton of damage, but the Mars Arena doing quite a bit. Toronto Tokyo's getting melted along with Nightfall. So just like that, 3 cores dead for Aurora. It feels like their supports are living longer consistently over their cores, but it's 4.
Yeah, well, none of their heroes have saves, except Wife can take second place. Uh-oh.
XXS showing off the Hex. Finding the Dawnbreaker. I don't think the Hand of God is going to be enough as Ame takes another one to the grave. Glimpse just in time. And a second casualty for Aurora.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're in disruptions have been incredible this game. And it's one thing to cast the spell well, which, you know, in itself, this is...
Kiyotaka, Atos to start, Diabolic Edict, then the Hex to follow. Shivas, he had the time.
Absolutely.
Playing with his food, which...
might give beginners the wrong idea here. Oh, I've never tried Shadow Demon with phase boots.
Just don't play Shadow Demon if you're a new player.
Slacks is listening. He's like, I buy phase boots on every hero because I buy 5 boots.
Stay a little bit longer. Oh, Disruption dodges the finger of death. Disgusting display again from Jin Q as Ame in the front eats another target. This time it's Mira. 50 seconds of no Lion. No buyback either. Roche Banner going to try to protect this a bit, but Nightfall ends up taking it out. So now Extreme have to wait for them. It was also quite clever.
Yep, love that.
All 6 items just work so well together. Incredible.
Ame, unfortunately...
Kiyotaka gets Split Earth, and another kill for Ame.
Yep. Will they find a glimpse too? No.
So buyback is available for Kiyotaka. Otherwise, has to wait 80 seconds. Glimpse. They're going to be able to dodge that. Knife on out with the BKB. XXS gets the Mars Arena onto 2 heroes. The rest of his team going to try to focus on the melee barracks. Only 30 seconds on the Aegis.
They forced Nightfall's BKB with that arena. I think that's a worthwhile trade on return fire in the upcoming games, unless they find some heroic play here. Okay, good Ghost Scepter.
Yes, they still have the spear connection, and that is going to be a dead Lion. 50 seconds of no Mira, no buyback to come either. And more buildings will melt, so they're waiting for this death timer of Kiyotaka, despite having the buyback, just for one last hurrah, but they're going to lose most of their buildings in the meantime. Actually, the jump onto Nightfall, already at half HP. The Solar Guardian doing very little. That is the death of Nightfall, and they did not buy back on Kiyotaka at all. In fact, they're just going to call it GG. So game 1 going to Extreme. Pretty entertaining game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Aurora off to a good start, as we talked about. They needed to get off to, but
There it is. Dominator hero coming out. Exciting.
Have any impact on laning stage, even if he had a decent laning stage.
talk to me about the Pugna.
Yeah, there's a lot of value to Netherward here against the Puck and the Lion, and it's also a bad lane matchup for. Oh, hang on.
That's first blood. So Mira
from Mira
did eventually go down.
Okay, and so did
Panto.
Panto. Talk to me about Pugna. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, that's not a good way to look at it. Is Nightfall trying to take out the Tombstone? We'll be able to.
It's still level 4 mana drain is still
okay.
600 mana in 5 seconds. It's not
The Remnant
bad.
does connect. XM has the orb to try to get away. Actually gets a little fancy with it and dies as a result.
Oops.
So it has the curveball facet, trying to get a little bit of extra farm with the first power rune of the game, which is the Arcane. It's going to find a little Jin Q action. Panto there. Get another Astral Step with some good body blocks as well. XXS actually places down his Tombstone to try to contest this, and Jin Q, is he actually going to live through this? Looks like that might be the case as Kiyotaka has to try to run away. Trying to go for the Tombstone, gets impaled in the meantime though. Does take out the Tombstone, getting some extra gold. As XXS now with a double decay, and it's going to force Kiyotaka out with not too much to show for it. In fact, it's going to be the death of the support instead for Panto as XM finally makes his way over.
Yeah, that was a very deep dive. They missed the Astral Remnant, I think, at that point. Already damage onto Sven down butt, but the TP rotation.
Stormhammer and the God Strength coming out as well. Only the level 5 Dawnbreaker not able to use anything to get out of dodge. Does have Hammer up in a second, but just too much damage in this early game from Ame.
Ame says Stormhammer is the better one. And he's right that time. Power Rune taken away by Xnova.
Yeah.
Nothing here for Kiyotaka. Big rune snag. He's running.
And going to make their way over to the lane where XXS is playing very confidently in tower range right now.
He has
The ward
ults.
is placed. He's already at half HP though. Aether Remnant pop. There's the Centaur Stomp. If he gets his ult off here, which he will. Solar Guardian to follow, but he's dead already. Solar Guardian from Toronto Tokyo to try to help out. They will be able to get Jin Q on top of this, so double kill for Kiyotaka.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's a nice little find there as Tombstone not available. Dying, coming right back to life, TPing in and dying instantly. So using that innate to feed relentlessly, it seems.
Okay.
Ceaseless Dirge in. And it feels like anytime a Sven is being played, he's always going to be in the top of the net worth. It's such a hard hero to contest.
Yeah. He is a level and a half ahead of the
They get
Faceless
the Hex, they get
Void.
the Finger, and that is the death of the Faceless Void and his Pine Cone. His
Oh, will
trusty
they get
Pine
it?
Cone
Yeah.
is dead.
Oh.
The death animation is beautiful, and then the sinking in the ground just ruins it.
Have to use Finger for guaranteed kills just to get stacks. I think, personally, that's pretty overrated. I think having the cooldown is much
Aether
better.
Remnant misses again. X-Nova, though, getting blocked by Kiyotaka. The Simile is there, but the Chronosphere is being used to just kill the one, but on top of the Undying now, XXS is going to be fine. Spirit Vessel applied to him. Ame gets a Stormhammer onto 2 heroes, trying to go for the Rasta, but of course the foul play comes into play, no pun intended, does kill him off in the end. Toronto Tokyo looks to be next for Ame in the midst of this Wisdom Shrine. It matters not. That's 2 dead, and now the coil snapping. Kiyotaka with another Dissimilate onto low ground with the Astral Step is going to be fine, although XM uses the Illusory Orb, but no more catch to follow up.
Ran away. Aether Remnant accuracy now down to 15% here. I'm just pulling that number out.
But a follow-up Hex from Mira. Get the life drain on top of him. X-Nova is going to try to channel. Does get off the Echo Stomp. The Earth Splitter to follow. Is going to hit 1. That's going to be the deletion of Panto and another support to follow suit. So in the end, a 1 for 2 in favor of Extreme again.
You seeing another ward as a factor? Oh. Ame. You don't hit that hard. Well, I guess you thought GQ could connect in time. He hits hard enough on that guy.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But Aurora game 1, like this Void Spirit. Dawn this time, obviously AC immediately after Ags, so definitely going to hit.
Oh, we got the Hex. Open up with the Shackle to follow. Jin Q, though, Impale, going to buy a little bit of time. Toronto Tokyo is the Solar Guardian.
Oh,
Again, Ame coming in from the north, deletes 2 supports, and Nightfall has to chrono and run away. Toronto Tokyo fingered to death. Didn't mean it that way, of course, Cinderin. Aurora, 3 dead. And the Aegis is just going to expire the old-fashioned way. Just, Ame has seemingly come out of nowhere repeatedly.
I heard a player that a lot of people have on their fantasy team, Yatoro, though.
Yes.
Got a rampage in his previous game.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
good for me. Ame
Good for
takes
you.
out Mira. Yeah, I definitely have Yatoro on my team. At half HP, though.
Oh.
XXS in that Flesh Golem form as well, and the Tombstone is placed in the pit. There's the Hex to start things out. XM getting the brunt of the damage onto the roster. The coil comes out as well as Ame just cleans up Roche himself. Oh, 2 shots, Nightfall, goodbye.
Oh,
as
no.
Kiyotaka's BKB finally comes back online, he gets the support for his troubles. As you can see, the Dawnbreaker able to BKB out, and now the pursuit of the supports and Kiyotaka. Stormhammer connects, and that's a Thor that gets ethereal there from a moment there from Panto, but in the end, the Crepify can only do so much. So a 2 for 1, and likely to be a third. So Extreme get basically everything that they want. They get Roche all the goodies. They delete the Chrono. Ame literally just standing still, hitting buildings, will get the second lane. And the Hex from Mira.
Okay.
Kiyotaka on the sidelines as XM coming in with the coil onto 2. Nice heals from Panto. But the Stormhammer coming in. Ame wants to get in deep. He gets the 1 kill. And it back and forth from Nightfall. As you can see, the reset was there, but Ame now with that God Strength available. Earth Splitter does a decent amount, but Nightfall able to time walk most of it away. Toronto Tokyo getting on top of the Sven. Remember, this is still an Aegis Sven who just brushes off the damage with that Satanic. It's back to full HP, brings him back with the Harpoon, but the Chronosphere is there with the Life Break on top of him. This could be enough to take out life number 1 of Ame. Can you do it again, though, is the question. Ame pops the Warcry. Basically invincible now as a result. Finger of Death deletes Toronto Tokyo, and it looks like Nightfall is next on the list, although Time Walks gets most of his HP back as a result. Kiyotaka, in the midst of all this, doing a decent amount of damage, takes out another support. So Lion dead again. Toronto Tokyo is going to get harpooned back into the arms of Ame. That's a double kill for XXS, though, as Nightfall and Kiyotaka, last remaining members of Aurora, as it looks like this game 2 will likely just come to an end right now.
They just cannot deal with Ame.
GG's come out.